I forgot I have my color on flat tone for my other recording.
What's up, everyone? What's
Everybody.
going on?
Hey guys.
As you see, I'm former fat girl Nicole, joined here by Jeff of Everyday Carnivore. Everyone knows Mr. Dave. Dave's not here. Dave Mack, No Carb Life, and then Chad, Minimalist Carnivore. What's going up, everyone? What's going on?
Hey.
Hey, everybody.
How are ya?
How you guys doing on the stream? How's everyone doing? Jeff, what's up?
Doing well.
I'm getting a weird echo now.
Up and eat some good carnivore breakfast. I'm ready to rock this day.
Yeah, Jeff's in Australia. All
I'm
right.
jealous, Jeff. In Australia, not only in Australia, on the Gold Coast, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Come on over. We'll hang out.
Come over from Japan. So why don't we do a quick round robin, since we're going to have a mixed mosh of people here. Just a quick intro of who you are, your channel and all that good stuff, maybe how long you've been carnivore. So we'll just go in order of my screen. So Jeff, why don't you start us off?
All right. Hey, everybody. My name is Jeff. I'm the Everyday Carnivore because I'm just an everyday guy just sharing my journey. I have been carnivore for just over a year. I lost as much as 50 pounds. And I just really enjoy meeting other people that are doing carnivore and sharing their story on my channel. So I'd love for anyone who doesn't know me to come and get to know the folks that I get to interview on my channel anytime.
Outstanding. Yeah, he's got a great channel, and hopefully we'll do more collabs, and we're all starting to get around a little bit. Chad, what's going on, man?
Not much. Just I had to learn a button. Thanks, Nicole. She had to help me with this. I'm just not used to this yet, but it's all good.
He's old.
Yeah, it's the old. It's the being 60 and over crowd. But no, life's good. Those who don't know me, basically 60 years old and lost over 100 pounds in this journey. Obviously cured a bunch of stuff, and I've been doing it for over 3.5 years. And before that, I was keto. So it's a way of life. There's no, this far into it, there's no going back for me. No way. No way. I did have one person ask if I use Botox because I guess I don't change my facial expression too much. Somebody in the comments said, "Are you like on Botox because you don't change your facial expression too much?" So
yeah, your eyebrows aren't moving. There they are.
I can if I want to, but I don't know. It's just the way I talk.
Just tell them you're a robot.
Yeah, I'm AI.
Oh, geez. What's going on, Dave?
Hey, Nicole. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Chad. Hey, everyone. For those that don't know me, I'm Dave, No Carb Life on YouTube, and I've been carnivore now for about 14 months, and absolutely loving it. Lost weight, but cured so many things like arthritis, and I would encourage anyone that hasn't already to give it a try. It's awesome.
And you've grown your hair back.
I was just thinking that too.
Yes, and my hair has come back. Yeah.
Jeff's not so much.
Not enough for me to want to share it, but
my color came back, but it didn't come back here. That's what's strange. I had a lot of color come back, except for this. And you can see it's kind of like Dave's. It used to be all red, but then it never. And my hair came back darker. It didn't come back as red.
But yeah.
So do you guys get that question all the time about carnivores going bald? Because I get that all the time. Like that's one of the most common weird things that I hear in the comments. Like it's too bad that you're bald because you're carnivore. It's like, no, it's a razor thing.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. I've had that a few times, but yeah, I'm just like, well, I don't like kind of washing my hair and drying it, so yeah. It's a razor thing.
Yeah,
and I had this kind of like, I guess they call this a widow's peak, like when your hair does this, I guess. But I've had it since I was like 40, and it hasn't really, it's gone back a bit, obviously this age, but it was started early, and it's just kind of there. So
yeah. Well, real quick, I'm Nicole. Former Fat Girls, my channel. I've been doing carnivore since the beginning of the year, so I'm new to low carber, and I am down about 65 pounds so far. I have a little bit more to go. I was about almost 100 pounds overweight, so I'm almost there. So let's say hi to everyone who's here, who's joined us. So we got Sana, Mrs. Perfectly Imperfect Keto. If you haven't checked her channel out, she does a lot of what she eats in a day, a lot of food overhauls. Rick, of course, is here. Vegans are allowed, sure.
Why not?
We can convert them.
My food eats vegan food. It's okay.
Rabbit food. What's up, my metamorphosis?
Old guy carnivore.
A good day, Anthony. Good day.
Hey.
Good day. Richard Williams, Copperhill, Tennessee.
Hey, Richard.
Brought a mic in the crowd.
Sana says Aussie meat.
I've
That
enjoyed
right,
some
Jeff?
good Aussie meat this week. That's true.
How's the food?
It's different, but it's good. Like every time I eat the bacon, it just kind of throws me off a little bit. It just looks different. It's just not cut the same that we normally do in the States. But
yeah, it's like ham,
but it's
right?
good. Pardon?
Is it like ham? Like
It looks more like pieces of ham or
yeah.
just large. They're just not the slim rectangle shape that we're used to. Yeah, but it's good. I had a good steak last night. Good steak the last 3 nights, I think. So.
And you don't have to say grass-fed, grass-finished because it's automatically grass-fed, grass-finished. I hope.
I have no idea. I just go for the steak.
So we got Brooke in the house. What's going on? Said, what's going on? Nicole,
Okay,
Jeff,
cool.
Chad, and Dave. See who
Brooke.
else we got.
Looks like I'm only seeing. I
Hey,
think they only see
Susan.
the chat on one channel they're on.
No, you can see them all on here.
No, I'm saying for the people in the crowd.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they can only see from who.
Yeah,
who's
so
ever
they're seeing
watching
like
from.
Lisa and Bible reading Bear and Lou and
Yeah. What's up from New York City? Carnivore Ron. I have a full head of hair, just gray.
Yep.
What's up, Mike? All right. If you guys have any questions, drop a Q. Drop it in the chat. Let us know what you got for us. We also might do a fun reaction of my favorite dietitian, all of our favorite dietitian, Abby Sharp. So if you guys want to see that, drop a heck yes in the chat, and I have it queued up, ready to go. So you just let us know if that's what you want, and we'll get it going. Hey, what's up, Lisa? Lou? Jane Norton?
there's an Aldi's not too far. Bible reading Bear was saying that about. I got to go to Aldi's sometimes. ALDI. I don't know if you have those out there on that side of your coast. Where are you at, Jeff? In state-wise?
I'm in Alabama.
Usually. Alabama. Okay.
Yeah, I live in Alabama, and we do have a few Aldi's. And
Yeah, they're not too far, but there's one near my daughter's school, so I got to go there sometime.
Mhm.
Yeah, Arsenal said, Dave, the interview with Jerry was fantastic. Just finished watching it.
Thanks for watching.
Oh, we got Patricia from Baltimore, Maryland. How's it going? I'm just
Hey,
outside of
Patricia.
Washington, D.C. All right, I don't see any questions. Oh, we got one. Thoughts on fish and the diet?
Yum. I like fish. I used to almost exist on fish from my 20s through my 40s. I fished every day, and I literally ate fish probably 6 days a week because I would just go out in front of the house and shoot it and bring it back and cook it. And even today I have salmon, but I always forget it's in the freezer because I buy it from Costco, just the wild caught. I
Oh.
won't do farm raised. I will not do farm raised. But,
Yeah,
and then I forget it's there, and I like meat so much anyway.
yeah. Do you
But I
guys
like
eat
it. I
fish?
thrive on fish. Chicken and pork are dead to me, but fish is awesome.
Chad, you just blew past the that you shoot the fish.
I know. I was
Yeah.
actually like questioning that. Are they like flying fish, like duck hunt?
No, like
the old.
spear fishing. Like go down and spear fish them. I used to, because I'm from the Hawaii. So I'm from Maui.
Okay.
Gotcha.
As a photographer, what do you mean by shoot?
Yeah,
Are
well,
you like taking them out
Okay.
there and go, okay, say cheers?
here's a funny thing because This next video, I'm going to post some of my pet pics because I was actually a pretty well-known pet photographer. I used to do online gaming, and all my people know me, and there were some new people kind of playing games with us. And everybody knows I'm like, oh, I'm going to go shoot this or that, because that's what you say when you're photographing. It's like, oh, I've got some puppies in, I got to shoot. And so all my friends, you want to send these other people like, you're going to shoot puppies? And I'm like, yeah. And they were like, so like, oh my God. And I'm like, no, I'm a photographer. I'm going to like take pictures of them, shoot them. But yeah. But the pics I actually shot with a big pokey spear and killed them and ate them.
Mhm.
I wouldn't do that to puppies.
Poor fish.
like
I would
puppies.
hope not. You can't spear your pets. Don't spear your pets, people.
No.
Okay, so we got a question from Lisa. How many years have you been on carnivore? This question is for everyone. Okay, so she must have missed our intro. So I've been eating this way since the beginning of the year. Jeff?
Just over 1 year.
Dave?
Just over 1 year.
Chad?
Over 3.5 on carnivore.
There it is.
Before that, keto.
He's a granddaddy in
In the
real
last-
life, too.
2.5 years of last 2 years plus have been mostly lion with some cheese testing and a little bit of butter. But I quit butter recently.
Oh, that's a travesty.
Really? Like,
Why?
just quit butter?
Because of the cheese, I'm trying to figure out a thing for my
Oh.
gallbladder. Cheese, I think it's the calcium in it, helps kind of
Okay.
manage me, and I can do OMAD, and so far it's kind of working. I'm just doing aged A2 cheeses this time. Dave knows from talking with me, I test the heck out of everything. I love testing, being a guinea pig to myself. And I decided since I'm doing the cheese, I was going to stop butter, just to see if that was one other reason that maybe that was like the straw that was breaking the camel's back for all this dairy I'm testing. So I just decided to take butter out. I don't miss it. Don't miss it at all.
So what are you cooking?
Lard.
Lard? Okay.
Lard or bacon grease. And I should say, like, you know, tallow, because I use tallow sometimes, and sometimes it's technically bacon grease, not lard. But
Okay.
and the tallow I get because I buy my meat usually in whole loin, and then I trim it, so I have some of that left over. Or then when I get a brisket once in a while, I trim it, melt it down, and make my own. So I have like 2 cur jars, or you know what I mean, ball jars of lard in the fridge at all times.
Nice. So Minky, I apologize if I butchered your name, but I'm bad with names in real life. So your opinion of sardine fasting? I'll start. Blech. Okay, Jeff.
Yeah, I don't do the little fishies. I do big fish.
Okay, but do you like sardines? You don't like sardines?
No,
Okay,
no
Chad.
sardines.
Chad, do you sardine fast?
No. I should try them again. It's been so long, but no, I'm probably with Jeff. I like ahi, mahi, salmon, stuff like that. I'm not a
Not a
shivers.
fishy fish. So what about you, Dave? Do you eat the little fish?
Sardines are okay, but like as a once in a while thing, like I wouldn't like to think that's the only thing I would have to ever eat. You know, I couldn't go a week on sardines or something. That would be a nightmare.
That's an interesting
I'd be-
thought.
I'd be having
Okay.
nightmares about it.
Ugh. So that's an interesting thought. You said you can't eat that for the rest of your life or for a week. What would you guys, if there was like one carnivore, like animal-based food that you were stuck with for the rest of your life, what would it be? If you could only eat one thing the rest of your life, what would you eat?
I'll
For
go.
me,
I'm getting.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Nicole.
I was just gonna say for me it would be beef. I'm all
Yeah.
about the beef burger patties. I can eat
And I'm
that
gonna
all
be
day,
like
every
you
day.
would never expect, like, and say ribeye, because no carnivore would ever choose a ribeye. You know, never.
Yeah.
That's so original.
So you're the
I
burger
think
patties?
I think I could live a long time on bacon. I
Just
don't know.
bacon? Aussie
Maybe.
bacon or American bacon?
American bacon.
Oh no, Dave. He dished
Interesting.
your bacon.
Oh my goodness. So for me, I'd probably go, I don't know, yeah, just some kind of steak, as long as I didn't have to cook it myself, because I still would butcher it if I was cooking it myself. Like I would
So
have
you
to
want
go.
a personal chef.
Yeah, or eat out at a restaurant every time I want to eat or something.
You just complicated
Otherwise,
things.
otherwise, yeah, I'd go for ground beef if I'm doing it myself.
It's easy, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we got. Did any of you get to a point like I can't eat any more meat? I never was a big meat eater, and I tried lamb, and it turned me off so bad. Oh, that's a good question. What do you got, Jeff?
I've gotten to a point where nothing sounded good, and I decided if beef and bacon don't sound good, not actually hungry. And so I just fasted until I became hungry, and those sounded good again.
Yeah.
And that was only like maybe an extra 12 hours from when I would normally eat. So an extra half a day or something like that.
Okay. What about you, Dave?
Never have I got tired of it. And yeah, I mean, the same as Jeff. If I felt like I was getting tired, I would just assume, I'm not hungry.
Okay.
Yeah. Chad, how about you?
Never. I still look forward to eating good meat too. It's not like I don't crave it, but I do like it when I have it. So when I'm ready for it, but I never get tired of anything that I like.
Yeah.
That I like.
That you like. Yeah, I empathize with Bible Redding Bear, because I too did not eat a lot of red meat, steak, beef, any of that stuff, bacon. I had turkey bacon. I was all lean before switching. So yeah, I did have a beef aversion once. I got really flavor fatigue, and I just switched it up. If that happened, I just went to chicken, or I just ate something else and then went right back to it the next day. So that's what I did. But when it comes to lamb, I had lamb in Jordan, and because that was my first experience with lamb, and they treat their animals humanely, and it's so good. I don't think I would ever eat lamb in the United States after experiencing lamb in another country. So it probably wasn't cooked right here. Like, people say duck is good, but I had duck, and it just wasn't. It was chewy and rubbery, and they said that it must not have been cooked right. So yeah, we're not good to our meat in this country. But yeah, I say just switch it up for a day, and then
duck hunters will call that mud duck. I've heard that term, mud duck, because if it's tough and chewy, sometimes it's where the duck's from. If it's not raised on good food, that it gets that way.
Yeah, it was nasty.
I had duck hunting friends.
I played Duck Hunt on Nintendo. So Patricia wants to know, how long is bacon fat good for? I think this is Chad, because you mentioned bacon fat, or someone mentioned bacon fat.
I've been fine yet. Mine usually, I just keep adding to the jar, and mine's like probably 6 months old. But I think maybe like, I kind of try to like, maybe I'm probably going to get sick. Once a year, I start all over, and I just do like a fresh jar.
Okay.
But no, otherwise I just kind of keep adding to it, because it all melts, it makes one thing, and I just but I always strain it through like double paper towels when I put it in, because I don't like the little bacon bits in there.
Oh, what? I know, that's
I know, but see, that's the part that creeps me out. I hate that. It's like, there's those weird little things, like God, there shouldn't be a little crunchy thing. And
that makes it so wonderful. Good. Don't listen to Chad.
That's why I had to throw that in, because I know I've seen some people's jars, and it's like all this stuff's in there, and I'm like,
so you strain it through 2 paper towels. That seems like a lot of work to not.
It's not. Once you do it, you just kind of poke it in there, do it, and pull it out. Use the tongs, dump it, and.
So many things wrong with that statement. So
Never mind.
Does anyone have anything else to add? Because otherwise, Angie sings 1 year carniversary.
Hey, good job.
I wish I had a clapping sound, but I only have a toilet sound and stuff.
Nice work, Angie sings.
All right, a Paul Saladino question. What are your thoughts on Saladino's assertion about incorporating fruit and honey, don't forget the honey, into the carnivore diet? Ooh, who wants to lead this one off?
I'll go.
All right, go for it.
So in saying this, I'll just qualify it by saying I've never watched a Paul Saladino video.
You've never seen a Paul Saladino video?
No, when I
Wow.
started carnivore, there was so many people saying, "Oh, Paul Saladino, this, that, the other." I just thought, "Oh, I better stay away from that guy."
Yeah.
So, but I have never been a fruit eater myself. I think fruit is messy, and like as I was growing up, I thought if I want sweetness, I don't need that sticky stuff all over my hands. I can just go and buy a chocolate bar or something. So I've never been a fruit eater myself, so I don't see what the thing is with fruit at all. But I wouldn't be adding it into a carnivore diet. I don't know, Jeff. What do you think?
I too don't really get into following people that are controversial or anything like that. I've seen a few of his videos, mostly shorts, so you're only getting a little snippet of what he thinks. But when it comes to fruit, I might have a few berries here or there, but
Yeah.
our fruit today is so manufactured by humans. It's not what we would have eaten 100 years ago, let alone thousands of years ago. So
Yeah.
So I try to avoid it.
Yeah. I eat berries. I haven't
bet you
added.
don't eat what he does though. That's the whole
Oh
thing.
yeah, he eats like 200-300 grams of carbs,
Yeah.
and that's absolutely not carnivore. Like I don't have a problem with adding a little bit of honey to tea or coffee or whatever, like a little bit, but he uses he's easily almost 300 grams of carbs a day eating the stuff he's eating. It's crazy. What about you, Chad? I'm assuming that's a no.
I'm gonna do this if this works, just for fun. I'm gonna talk about age. That dude on the blonde hair, that's me in my 30s. So that's what I look like when I was in my 30s, which I think is in pretty good shape. You can see.
Because that was 50 years ago, right?
Yeah, 95. Paul Saladino can do it because he's that age. When I was that age, I was still eating a ton of fish and I was eating a ton of rice, shoyu, typical Hawaiian staples. And I was I was out in the water every day. You can do it and look good. So he can do it.
Yeah.
If it's so good, why is he selling his supplements? The other thing is, I think he's one of these people that chase a new audience. When his old audience gets old, he radically shifts it, creates a lot of turmoil, which brings in a whole new audience that he's getting. When I started, it was really like, Dr. Chafee wasn't even on the scene when I started. So Paul Saladino was, and he was eating an insane amount of liver, if you remember those days or saw him in those days. And I remember the older carnivore guys at that time were like, dude, you're doing this wrong. You're eating way too much liver. You're eating way too many organs. You're going to throw yourself off balance. And he was like, no, I know what I'm doing. And he did. He threw himself off balance. And I think he's throwing himself off balance. So I think he's one of those guys, instead of kind of like, you eat a little bit of fruit, we might not. He's that dude that just goes like all the way over to one side.
Yeah.
That's how I view it.
I think he's like,
more power to him. If he's liking it, hey, but I think he's doing it to chase numbers and clicks and sell his thing.
If he ends up bringing a lot of people the wrong direction, ends up making it harder for them to succeed. That's the disappointing.
And he used to do something else before carnivore. I forgot what, if it was like, more other way. So I bet in like 2 years, all those people are going to probably like follow him to whatever else next thing he does.
Yeah.
And he really started talking the last few times, because I watch him occasionally on stuff. I'll see him because I'm just curious when it comes up. And he's really been talking about this whole grounded thing big time. So I have a feeling he's going to come out with his own grounded bare feet pads or something. I don't know what he'll sell. It'll be something.
Paul Saladino heart and soil knee pads.
Yeah.
Speaking of being grounded, I was watching Kiana Doherty put out a video yesterday, which was a bit critical of Dr. Kiltz.
I saw that one.
It had a funny section at the end on Paul Saladino, and where she's talking about like, if you saw a vegan in a supermarket with no shoes on arguing with carnivores, you would think they're crazy. And that's exactly what Paul Saladino is doing.
Yeah.
You know.
He was in there with no shirt, no shoes, heckling someone just trying to buy his veggies, wearing a kale suck shirt or whatever it was. What in the hell? I mean, his broccoli is no worse than your 300 grams of sugar. But I will say, not everything he says is like crazy. Like, he does have some good information on his channel.
He's a smart guy.
Yeah, he does have a lot of good information, like knowledge and actual information on his channel. It's just he's promoting one thing in what he says, but then eating something completely different. Because in no universe is like 200-300 grams of carbohydrates, like pure sugar and fruit and all that, and honey, and like can be classified as carnivore. That to me is insane. That's the standard American diet. That much carbohydrates, that much sugar. That's what it is.
I think too, if you're like, oh, I'm animal-based carnivore, and you're using those words, and you're eating that much, just say I'm keto, just say I'm paleo, just, you know, or just go, I prefer this way of eating. I think the way he's doing it too is, I know he's pressing buttons, and I think he enjoys pressing buttons of some people that, like, some of the viewers that know me from my videos know that, yeah, I'm carnivore, but I'm okay with people, whatever they've got to do to get through this diet and be happy. I don't care, like, you know, I'm getting to know Nicole. I don't care if she eats berries or nuts or anything. That doesn't
leave my berries and nuts alone.
That's how they do it. You know what I mean? But it is true, though. I mean, it's just people get too. This crazy world's divided enough. We don't need to divide amongst our diet next. I think people are becoming too polarized.
Yeah, as long as you're eating predominantly like meat and animal foods.
On the grounded thing, I don't really buy into it.
Okay.
I mean, it's, to me, all the locals on Maui go around in rubber slippers or barefoot. I was barefoot all the time. I mean, I would load boats barefoot, carrying tanks, and run across the gravel. My feet were so tough. Does it help? I don't know. But it's like everybody's barefoot. When you go to the islands, everybody's barefoot. And I don't think they're doing it. I think it's just natural things, and you like feeling the ground. I think that feeling of like, oh, I'm on the ground is like us eating food and knowing that we have this proper human diet and going, oh, it feels so good. So to me, it's more just a natural state. It's not some weird thing that we're getting. That's just me. It's not this extra energy. It's just that's our natural state. And you can really feel the ground. Like I wear those weird, I wear shoes from a company called Ultra. So they're like zero rise. Like they're hiking shoes when I wear shoes. I hate shoes. Yeah. But they're like the heel and the toe are at the same height. You know what I mean? They're not like a heel rise.
Yeah.
And I like those kind of shoes, and I like really thin ones, like the barefoot kind of shoes, not the ones with the weird little toes. My wife won't let me wear those. I used to have those. Yeah. My wife will not let me wear them.
Yeah, they're ugly.
But just like the really low shoes, so you can feel every little crack and crevice under your feet, is kind of nice when you're hiking, because you can really feel the rock and what you're standing on and doing.
Yeah. Before we get to this question about eggs, we have over 100 people watching. Be sure to everyone smack that like button. Let the YouTubes know that we're here, we're live, we're chatting. So if you could just do us a favor and smash that like button, that'll completely help get this stream out there to the YouTuberverse.
And Nicole may not want to ask for it, but go follow her on her channel. Go subscribe to her channel. We want to bump her up.
Hit everybody up.
Yeah. Sub to all of our channels, please. Get me to 1K. All right, so we got Anthony Farmer. Eggs, how important, how good? All right, eggs, good source of vitamins, omegas, all that stuff. Good proteins in the egg whites. How important? You don't have to have it in your diet, but if it definitely helps, because it gives you things that you're not going to get in abundance in meat, so it makes it more well-rounded. So I'm primarily beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. So if you're eating some version of that, you'll be good to go. But I personally don't eat eggs every day, but I do eat them most days. How about you, Chad?
What was that again? The eggs? How important?
Eggs,
how good?
How important? How
what was
good?
That? Eggs? No, nobody probably knows. I can't do eggs. I'm allergic to them. I test them every 6 months, but I get really itchy skin after about 5 days, and I look like a bear running around the house on every corner going like this.
But you're grounded. That's all that matters.
Yeah, but I'm grounded.
What about you, Dave? What are your thoughts on eggs?
I love eggs. And for me, eggs are almost like this, kind of filler. Like you would have when you're eating kind of a standard diet, you would have bread or rice or something as your kind of filler in your meal. Eggs are like that for me a little bit.
Yeah.
And so I scramble up and eat 10 eggs every day.
10
How about
eggs?
you, Jeff? Yeah.
Wow.
I don't eat eggs every day, but I do feel like if you're not going to do any organ meats and you're concerned at all about getting all the vitamins and micronutrients, I think eggs are a great option if you're not allergic. So this morning, I think I ate about 8 eggs. And that's great. 4, 6, 8 eggs at a time, something like that.
Yeah.
I do wish I could. I love the flavor. I like the texture. I like what they can do.
What's your favorite way to have eggs?
Yeah. I'll tell you, I did a challenge just not too long ago, a couple months ago, where I said I'm going to eat 100 eggs in a row. I'm not going to eat anything in between. And I thought it was going to take about a week and a half. It ended up taking me, I think, 6 days, because when you get to where that's all you're eating, you can eat a whole lot more of them. And I would say I knew a bunch of different ways to cook them. I found air frying them is the best way to hard boil an egg, in my opinion. Now it's just fast and easy. So
you put your eggs in the air fryer?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just pop them in the air fryer, and I forget. I would have to go back and look at. I have a video where I say what temperature and how long. I think it's like 385 for 14 minutes or something like that, and you just pop them in, and then they're good. So
when I ate eggs, I did them in the Instant Pot that way, and I do 18 at a time, then stick them in the fridge for whenever I needed to top up my first year.
Damn.
I didn't know I was allergic then because I was itchy all the time anyway.
So Jeff, before we move on, how are the eggs different in Australia than they are in the United States?
The ones I've had at the hotel seem the same to me.
Okay. Just checking. There's a lot of Saladino comments on here. Everyone hating up on some Saladino. I don't see any questions yet. So do you guys want to do this reaction?
I'm going to answer two things really quickly from the chat I see. Yes, I remember Earth Shoes, the kind with the weird bottom thing, somebody answered. Yeah. Also for Susan, the clean keto 5 years, eliminate cheese, erythritol. I would say try to get rid of the erythritol and stevia, or stevia, however you want to pronounce that, right away.
Yeah.
Because your body, and Nicole can hit on this more than I can, but your body triggers on the sweetness. Cane is grass, sugar is grass, stevia is a leaf. It's still a trigger for your brain, and I forgot the exact neural response that happens, but it's still a response. So your body acts like it's sugar. It's just a different, kind of thing. So I would say try to get rid of that if you can, as quick as you can. And I know it's hard to, but that's something, because that's still kind of, do you know what I'm trying to say, Nicole? I forgot what that triggers, like, in the response. But what
I know dopamine,
cephalic response.
So I think it is something like that. Yeah, something like that. Response. Yeah, exactly. Like your brain you're eating cane sugar. It doesn't matter what it is, on the carb index or on the, glycemic index is what I should call it. The glycemic index might be different, but your brain just says sweetness, trigger, response. That's what I've known from hearing other great people talk.
Yeah, so the glycemic index, I don't really put stock in it. That's literally
but
just
you know what I mean, though?
It's,
I mean, that sugar amount, that obviously we know stevia is kind of different than cane sugar, but
yeah.
If anybody lived around cane production, you would not want to eat sugar. When we used to go through the fields, when they were harvesting it, and the way that the smell of it is so atrocious. And when they would process it, we'd drive past the cane plants. It was just disgusting.
Oh,
And the
Well,
dirtiness and the amount of stuff coming out and all of I mean, it was gnarly when you watch the actual process.
yeah, when you watch a process of a lot of things, it's gnarly. But yeah, with the glycemic index, it's that, like, if you notice oats are low, but they're like 40
Yeah.
something grams of sugar, but it's largely fiber, but everything has a glucose component, whether you're a
But you know
simple
what I mean? That
carb or
index, I forgot what
complex.
they call
But
it, but that,
it's the amount of glucose that's contained in those. So those were built
okay.
because of your blood sugar, to monitor your blood sugar. So like the things like oats, while they still have glucose, they're largely fiber. They don't spike your blood sugar as much because of the fiber component. So that's why that's lower on the glycemic index, as well as promoted on the diabetic diet. So all low glycemic foods are promoted on. That's what the diabetic diet's promoted on. That's why, though.
And here's just another quick thing on this comment. Like Dean was talking about walking 20 minutes back, barefoot path. It felt great. I still think that feeling great. And again, I'm not trying to knock. I think I should say there's something to it, but I don't think what it is. I think you feel so good because your feet were moving and all those muscles were moving and everything's like, you know what I mean? Like all those, you're sensing all that little stuff. To me, it's just, again, it's our natural state that we should be barefoot to feel every little nuance in the ground. And if the ground is hard and rough and you feel it and you walk more gentle, it's to kind of protect that. That's kind of what I feel. You're not numb to it, but that's just kind of me. I think it is interesting, though. It is interesting. Jeff's smiling. I got to hear Jeff's point on this.
Well, I don't know what there is to it. I just really enjoy being outside. I love being in the sun. I believe that's good for me.
Oh, 100%.
Fresh air is good for me.
Yeah.
So I think if people believe there's something electric fields going on or something with you going
EMF.
there, I mean, okay, sure.
Yeah.
I like it because it feels good.
What do people want to do when they come home from wearing dress shoes? They want to take their shoes off and get their feet, and they're like, oh, like, I mean, don't cram your feet in weird little leather things.
Yeah, I think someone said mammals in the wild don't wear shoes. That was a comment earlier. All right.
I will comment on this too. Carnivore Run, Hawaii. I'll probably get all choked up. Unfortunately, Lahaina got hit. I don't know if you guys have been seeing this. Maui, Lahaina got hit by a fire. You know the cute little town of Lahaina, if you've ever seen that on Maui with all the waterfront and everything? I lived only 4.9 miles from that fire.
Oh, wow.
And it literally took out all of the town, everything I know, where I met my wife, where we had our first child, everything. And it's actually, yesterday was pretty messy. It's hitting me harder than I thought emotionally.
Oh, wow.
Like, I mean, not to be gross, but they're literally finding like bodies in the water now and stuff. I mean, it literally ripped through and destroyed this whole town of 11,000 people. And luckily most people got out, but it looks like a bomb went off.
That's sad.
So yeah, it's been, and the big islands having them, and Kihei sides, like all of Hawaii got hit with all these things because they had, I guess, a hurricane nearby, and the winds picked up to like 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And it's dry. Maui's really dry in some parts and really wet in others.
Damn.
So yeah.
I don't know how to transition
That's a
from
tough
that.
one.
Dave,
it's just part of life from that. You know, it's just part. Natural disasters happen all over the world. It's just a tough thing. You know, it's just weird when it hits home for you, and it's like, wow, that's like, you know, I lived there till I was 44, and it's like all gone. Everything I know, everything I remember.
Yeah, that stinks. I don't watch the news really anymore, so I'm not sure what's going on anywhere unless I hear about it from others. Before we get to Bible Reading Bear, what's up, Brian? Thanks for stopping by.
Hey, Brian.
We just found out recently, I think like a couple days ago, that we only live like 45 minutes from each other.
Cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So can I just mention something that's really, really important here?
Yeah.
I think it was about 7:36 p.m. Eastern. Old guy Carnivore commented. He was talking about the cephalic response or something. We were talking about that response when you have something sweet. And he said he misspelled it.
Yeah.
He misspelled it. It was the syphilis response.
I think that's a better response. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I love autocorrect sometimes.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, so we got a question. Do you all use air fryer, convection oven to cook your meat? What is the best kind? Dave, why don't you lead us off?
I just fry everything. There's not enough space to have anything in my kitchen, so everything just gets fried up.
Okay, just on the
Yeah.
stove.
Yeah. Chad, how about
Okay.
you?
We have like a Breville oven, but I don't really use it as an air fryer because it's not like one of those bucket ones. And the couple of times I've tried it, I don't like cleaning up afterwards. I actually built a weird pseudo white trash kitchen outside my house. It's like a stainless counter, outside burners, and my grill. And I cook 99% of my meals outside, so I don't have to clean up
Oh, see, that's nice.
inside. And there's
Oh,
no smell
nice.
inside with 2 kids and a thing. So I literally cook outside. The only thing I bring in is like if I grill and I throw it like in an instant pot and bring it in, finish it, but that's not really cooking inside.
Yeah. What about you, Jeff?
I cook outside on the grill a lot, and then on the inside, my default is to usually try to air fry, just because everything's contained. It's so easy to just pop it in and set the time. And so whether it's steak or burgers or whatever, bacon,
Yeah.
a lot of things are super easy to air fry. So I don't recommend the one that I have currently because it's under a recall. So
Oh.
I need to get a new one. I've just been too busy to get around it. So
Oh. I'm similar to Dave. We live on the 3rd floor of a condo building, so I can't grill unless I hold the grill outside our 3rd floor window. I'm not sure our HOA would approve of that. So yeah, I cook everything in either the crock pot or the oven. I like cooking my burger patties in the oven, and I top each patty with a little bit of butter, so they all baste in butter. It's delicious. But yeah, I can't grill. I am getting an air fryer and a Ninja Creamy thing to make some ice cream. I've been seeing it all over the place, and I want to try to make some ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Anthony, what signs should I be aware of that I may not be eating enough? I'm surprised at how not hungry I am about 2 weeks in. Ooh, Jeff, why don't you lead us off with this one?
That's actually a very normal thing as you start eating really nutritious food that is packed with everything that you actually need to really be shocked how not hungry you are sometimes. So as far as what are some signs, if I let myself go too long without eating, I will get dizzy sometimes or maybe shaky.
Okay.
And so if you feel like you're doing something to that extreme, then maybe you need to go ahead and have a snack. But it's very normal to realize, hey, I don't need 3 meals a day. Maybe I only need 1. And sometimes you could just even skip a day. That's okay.
Yep. What you got, Dave?
I think for me, once the thoughts start popping into my head about food, that's when I know that it's probably time to go ahead. Generally, don't feel hungry ever, but yeah, once the little thoughts start popping in, that's when it's time. How about you, Chad?
Cold extremities, your fingers and toes sometimes will get cold depending on where you are. And that's a common feeling that you'll have that. I think the other thing for me is that's really the only outward signs. But yeah, like especially the first couple weeks, man, I was all over the place on how much I would eat. Sometimes I could only eat like, half a pound or 3/4 of a pound one day, and the next day it'd be 3, and there was no rhyme or reason to it. And so to me, the beginning part, when you say 2 weeks into it, you might go like a day and just be like, I'm not hungry. And the next day you might only have a half pound and think that's weird. Then all of a sudden you're putting back 2 pounds and going, oh, okay. And it's not like the next day you're going to eat less and the next day you eat more. Sometimes it's for 4 days in a row.
Yeah. I would like to know, Anthony, did you go from eating however you were eating before and just 100% all in to carnivore, or did you transition? Because that makes a difference too, on how to transition. So I would be curious if you went from one to right to the other, or did you slow transition? What did that look like? Mike said, try my ice cream eggs. Ice cream eggs? Hard boil the eggs, peel shells off, and put in freezer for an hour before eating. When you take them out, they will be cold and frozen, and it's a nice summer day snack. That doesn't sound like ice cream to me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You gonna try it,
I
Dave?
remember he was talking about that.
Maybe.
It sounds interesting.
I remember
I
him
would-
talking about it,
Maybe.
but I've
I
never
would
heard him
think it'd
say
be
ice
good.
cream eggs.
Yeah. There was also a question in there about coffee. I think
I
just
know.
after
I'm trying to
primals.
find it again.
It was
I
a couple.
saw it.
It was a couple past his ice cream eggs.
Oh,
Down there
here
was
it is.
Jane
Is
Norton.
this it?
Yeah.
Jane Norton.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Your feelings on coffee. Oh boy, it's going to be fun. I have one in the morning, but I won't give up. It's my little cup of love in the morning. Chad.
I would say enjoy it, but I would say once a year, for maybe 3 years, stop coffee for a month and see how you feel, and then reintroduce it and see how you feel. I just say that from my own experience, that I was a hardcore espresso addict, and at the 2-year mark, I quit, and I had just all of a sudden this huge surge of feeling better almost immediately. But I had tried 6 months every time before that and never noticed the difference, never noticed anything. And all of a sudden that 2-year mark when I quit, just boom, way more mental clarity, way better sleep. But again, that was me. So I say, enjoy your coffee, but try it every year and then decide what you're going to do. Keep drinking or go, wow, I finally got benefits. Again, 2 years in for me, I can't say stop coffee 1 year in. That would be not cool.
What do you got, Jeff?
I drank coffee for the first few months of carnivore. I drank a lot of coffee because that's something you're allowed to drink besides water. And I would do the butter coffee stuff, the heavy whipping cream. And in October, I decided to go BBB&E, and I decided part of that was going to be to give up coffee. And so I gave myself about a week to wind down from drinking mass quantities of coffee down to just like a cup a day. And then I stopped, and I haven't touched it since. And I feel like I have better energy than I ever had. I drank coffee for 25 years, probably every single day. And it was always the energy roller coaster. And that's what you're drinking to get your energy. And it's amazing. Like, I woke up this morning and I feel as good as if I had had coffee right when I wake up. So I don't want to trade that in.
Yeah, it's just chasing the adrenaline. That's all coffee is. It's literally stressing your body, jacking your cortisol, jacking your adrenaline, all that stuff. But Dave, did you still drinking coffee? Because I think you said you're that's your cup of love, right?
Yeah, I drink way too much coffee. I like, it's probably a dangerous amount actually that I drink.
Oh,
but,
really? Do you know how many milligrams you drink?
I don't, but it's
He doesn't want to
you know, like yeah. If I could be some kind of, I could be the center of some kind of study about this, you know, like, and I should give it up, and I know I'd feel better if I gave it up, but it's just yeah, it's
You can do it,
it's this
Dave.
proxy.
Yeah.
It's this proxy for anything like alcohol and whatever if I go out, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I used
Are
to
you
drink
doing-
3 triple shots. That's what I'd have. 3
Wow.
21-gram shots a day at least, if not 4.
I talked to someone recently whose husband, and I thought she was lying, drinks 11 cups of coffee a day, and that's half of what they used to drink. And I'm like, how is his heart still beating? I've never heard of anyone drinking like 10, 11, 12 cups of coffee a day. Jeff's like, yeah, I hear it all the time.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Well, back when I was doing it, see, the thing is, you get those big tumblers. That's like really like 2 or 2.5 cups.
That's true.
That was, you drink that when you wake up in the morning on the way to work. Then you fill it up when you get to work. Then, you know, halfway through the morning, you fill it up again. You get there really quick, you know. Dave's nodding his head.
I'm going to throw one thing in here. Coffee, to me, making espresso is like an art, they call it, but it's a ritual. I think a lot of people too are about the ritual. It's the thing they do in the morning, that cup, the satisfaction of holding a warm cup, the smell, the thing.
The smell.
It's this habit ritual of things. To me, it was that
That's
ritual
true.
of making the coffee, the getting the blend, the doing the thing,
Yeah.
the watching it, the coming out, because espresso is so strong, that intensity. And it was like that thing I would do that would then set the next the next process of the day, where, like, okay, my next phase is going to start. I'm done doing this. I'm going to go have an espresso, and then I'm going to be ready to do this. So I think a lot of people also have to look at it like, are you liking the coffee, or are you liking the ritual of what it brings at a certain time of day that then resets that clock to go do something else?
That's a really good point.
Yeah. That's a fair point. DS111 says, "Will carnivore make my eyes blue like Dave Max?" That is the most important thing. I don't know, Jeff. What do you think about that? Will carnivore make his eyes blue like Dave?
It's not working for me, guys.
It's definitely not working for me.
Partway there.
It's the background. It's the background.
It's the background. It'll make your hair grow back, though. You can at least get that.
Dave has AI eyes implanted in his head.
That's right. I'm constantly getting comments about how I don't blink, So,
you don't? Really?
No. Well, I do, but the way I edit my videos, it takes most of the blinks out. So I look like Mark Zuckerberg when I'm making videos.
Oh, you edit out your blinks?
Because the way I put the videos together, because I don't have a teleprompter or anything, and if I'm just talking from what's in my head, editing will be an absolute nightmare. Like a 5-minute video will take me 20 hours to edit if I talk like that. So I have to write everything down, script it out. But it's kind of written down on the side. So I have to look down, look up at the camera, read a sentence, and then look down again and keep doing that. So I've got to cut out all those blank spaces. And when I cut out all those blank spaces, the blinks go with it. So I look like Mark Zuckerberg.
Well, we have a couple comments on that. Dave hypnotizes. And then we have Scuffed Andy, 15 to 20 cups of coffee a day. Holy shit. Pardon my perfectly good English. How is your heart still beating? Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Is that more than you, Dave? He's got you beat?
Yeah, that is. Depending on the cup size, but yeah, it sounds more than
me. Dave's cups are this big. He drinks like 5 of them.
Mine's always like Grande Starbucks, or Venti or something.
Oh, so you go bougie. You drink Star Bougie. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So bougie. So we got Sandra. I'm relatively new to carnivore and have a habit of morning coffee with 1 teaspoon of raw sugar. I know I'll be able to give it up as I prepare more, and my body tells me I'm sabotaging myself. Yeah, I think that's what you were kind of getting at, Chad, with the
I just actually typed it even in here I just said, drop the sugar at first and then see how it goes, and then try to drop the coffee later. Just take it one step at a time.
Yeah.
Get rid of the sugar first, because that's the thing. And I think she said it perfectly when it's like, I have a habit of morning coffee. Gets back to that. It's what you're used to. It's that thing you do, that ritual of getting up and doing this stuff.
Yeah.
My new habit is feeding the birds outside. That's what I do. I go feed the birds.
Yeah. If you haven't tried using butter, it is surprisingly good as a sugar replacement in coffee. I love that it smooths out the flavor, and you just want to, transition away from that sugar as soon as you can.
Doesn't work in espresso. I tried it with the little cups. Yeah. Doesn't work.
Doesn't matter how much you push it in, it doesn't go in.
You put a blender in a little espresso cup, and it's like, whoosh, the whole thing's gone.
Oh man. So Dave, Jeff, when you add the butter, you have to mix it up, right? Because all the butter oils just sit at the top.
Yeah. And if it has to sit on top from time to time because you can't blend it up well enough, that's okay. You get used to it. But Yeah, you want to mix it up if you can. So
I don't know if I understand this question. Electrolytes, minerals, question mark. I don't know if he's asking.
Probably just
Let's just
asking
go
about it
with,
in general.
do you guys use electrolytes? We'll just think of it that way. Do you guys, Jeff, do you use electrolytes?
personally, I don't.
Yeah.
Not that I'm opposed to them. I've just never really needed them. If I find that I feel like I need them, like I'm lethargic or dehydrated or something, I just start sprinkling a little extra salt in my water that I'm drinking or on all of my food. And in a dire case, I might go get some mineral water and drink mineral water for a couple times, and it gets me going.
What about you, Dave? Electrolytes?
I don't. I'll have, like, if I feel like I've got a bit of a muscle cramp or something, I'll add a bit of salt in there, and a bit of extra salt, and it seems to be fine. Yeah.
What
Chad?
about you, Chad?
Never have. I tried them in the beginning, but this week I started working out with intention.
Okay.
It's killing me. I'm really hitting it pretty hard. And the last couple of nights I've had leg cramps, and it's like, because I'm like really, pushing it. And I ran downstairs last night and took a water bottle and I put a little bit of no salt, which is like, I forgot what that is, potassium magnesium, one of those things. And then some regular pink salt, shook it with water, drank it, added some more water, shook it, drank it. So I got 2 bottles of water down me. Within 5 minutes, I was perfectly fine. That's an electrolyte, really. That's all that is. It just happens to be short one thing. So I've been thinking about making my own just because I'm doing this like extreme workout, and I'm hoping it's going to be like, my next transformation, like Mr. Ripped Old Man.
It's not like Popeye and spinach, Chad. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
Mike says sodium is one of the most is excreted the most. That's true. It's hard to go really low on potassium or magnesium if your diet is dialed in. Yeah. So I actually talked about this earlier today when it comes to electrolytes, because that and increase your fat. It's always increase your fat or add electrolytes. And I don't like that blanket statement from people, because there's also magnesium and potassium, like Mike said, in electrolytes. And if you're not deficient in those things, too much of that can cause heart palpitations, diarrhea, constipation, headaches, nausea, all sorts of bad side effects that can actually land you in the hospital. So I don't agree with just taking electrolytes just to take electrolytes. Now, if you're working outside, you're sweating a lot, you're extremely active, then sure, it doesn't hurt to add some. But if you're like me and sitting behind the computer, there's really no need for me to add electrolytes. So just that blanket statement or that blanket recommendation, I've never liked, because it's not. I just don't agree with taking stuff just to take stuff. So that's all I wanted to say about that, because there's nasty side effects on too much of a good thing.
I think you have to have a reason to take it. Are you getting leg cramps? Are you having some reason that you think you need it? Are you working out? Like me, working out insanely hard. It's like, okay, so the last couple of nights I've had it. So besides those couple like coming down, I'm just going to start salting my meat. Can't talk. Salting my meat with more pink Himalayan salt. I also use this Maldon. I guess it's not pronounced Maldon. It's called Maldon. The big flaky white sea salt that I love for a finishing salt. But I'm just salting my meat a little bit more, and I'm sure I'll be fine.
Yeah. What's going on, Susie? Hey, Cindy. All right, see if they're up. Got another Kiwi nurse. Oh man, I was so close on going to New Zealand. Then the 2020 thing happened and kind of nixed that. But I do want to get there. Do you guys take iodine? Our soil is depleted, so I thought it was the one thing I should supplement. Oh, Dave, what do you got?
I don't take iodine at all. Yeah. Okay. Jeff, how about you?
No, I don't either. I've never had a reason to, but I know some people are low in it. And yeah.
Chad, how about you?
I what is it called? Lugol's, the 2%. I have a jar in there. I think
Okay.
it must have been about 1 year ago I started taking it to try it. And I did it and I didn't notice any difference. So I put it away and I brought it back maybe 6 months ago and I tried it again and I didn't notice any difference.
Yeah, I was actually going to say what Mike said. If you're not allergic to eggs, eggs provide lots of iodine. Yeah, most people doing the
Yeah.
carnivore diet, unless you're like lying and strictly eating steak, if you're eating things like fish, like cod, tuna, oyster, shrimp, eggs, dairy to include cheese, liver, even chicken and stuff like that, you're getting more than enough iodine. So most people following the carnivore diet are getting more than enough iodine if they're eating a varied animal-based diet and not just sticking to just steak and butter. If you're sticking with steak
Yeah.
and butter, then you might need to supplement. But if you're well-rounded, then you should be fine. I don't see any other questions in here. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything because the chat was
Sandra
kind of going
says-
fast a bit.
Sandra says she wished she'd got up earlier, but will rewatch this. It's 7:58 in Western Australia.
Ah,
Yeah.
I'm in Eastern Australia today, Sandra. We'll be happy to have you watch it back.
so is there a time difference between Eastern Australia and Western, like there is in the United
it's
States?
3 or 4 hours.
Three
It's
or four.
pretty
Yeah,
big.
it's pretty big. Yeah.
Oh, really? So the same as like East Coast to West Coast here.
Mm.
And they have daylight savings time plays.
I hate daylight
factors
savings
in there
time.
too.
I don't have it.
You don't have daylight savings time?
That's why when I first met Dave, we got all mixed up on our timing because I don't have daylight savings time in this little sliver of the US where I live.
What?
And where I was on Maui, we never had it on Maui. So I never had daylight savings time.
I think daylight savings is a sham.
Yeah.
So Mike
It
says
messes things up though
It
for me. It's because
does.
everybody's always like at 2 or 3 hours or 1 hour or no hour,
Yeah.
or, and it's like confusing for me because I've never wrapped my head around it. I was younger. I went to school on the mainland, but I don't really remember. It's just part when you're younger, you don't remember anything.
Yeah. What's up, Bella? Sorry, late to the party, but thanks to you all for doing
Oh,
this. Oh, you're
that's
so
awesome.
welcome.
Hey, Bella. Cheers.
You Bella?
Yeah.
Thanks, Bella. Yeah, I don't see any other questions. If I missed one, let me know. My chat was kind of like jumping around a little bit there for a couple times, so I don't know if I missed any. I think I hit them all.
I was just trying to run through it too.
Yeah, I think I hit them all though. I guess before we end the stream, because I know Jeff has to head off, so you can lead this question off. What do all of your diets look like? Because I know we're all doing varied carnivore and our diets look different. So Jeff, what does your actual diet currently look like?
So we covered the no coffee. So I try
Yeah.
to drink just water as much as possible. I eat all forms of meat, although chicken is, pretty minimal because it's not that useful to me.
Yeah.
I eat a little bit of cheese, but try to reduce it as much as possible because I think it does keep me from doing my best. Same with heavy whipping cream, that kind of thing. But
Okay.
otherwise try to be as strict as possible on carnivore. But like I mentioned, I might have a few berries here and there or some vegetable now and then, just depending on the situation.
What vegetables do you eat?
If I have a choice, I would eat like broccoli or
Okay.
green beans, or last night with my steak, I had a carrot,
Okay.
not that
Got-
much.
Gotcha.
Like a whole carrot.
Well, it was
Bugs Bunny style.
it was a fancy restaurant, and I can't
So it was like this.
post a picture, but it was like it was a fancy plate, and they stuck the steak on top. It was kind of funny looking. They had some asparagus.
Now I'm picturing a steak
I know,
balancing
I'm
on
like,
a
what is
carrot like this.
They rolled it out on a carrot.
It was like a tower. It was like asparagus and a couple long carrots, and then a steak on top. Like Yeah.
Ah,
So, but I
nice.
don't do asparagus, so that wasn't even tempting.
That was awesome. That was like the best description of food. Do you have to head off? Because I know you said you
I
had to go
do.
to
Thank
work.
you guys. I'm gonna dip out.
Aw.
Have a good day,
Cheers,
everybody.
Jeff.
Yeah, take care, man.
Be sure to
Cheers.
subscribe to Jeff's channel. Bye, Jeff.
Bye.
See ya.
All right. Before we get to the next one, Bella, how do I display this? Hold on. Coffee is measured by tumbler size here at my house.
My
I
wife's
assume.
cold brew. She does it in a big like Yeti tumbler that's cold. That
Oh.
keeps it cold all the time.
So Dave, how about you? You're mostly triple B and E, right?
Yeah, so I've it's been about 14 months for me, and I once a day
Okay.
ground 600 grams or just over a pound of ground beef in the morning with 10 eggs scrambled up. I used to have that with cheese as well, but I haven't had cheese for the last 3 months.
Okay.
And getting that cheese out of my diet has flattened my stomach. Like I had, I guess, a bit of inflammation from the dairy. So last
Okay.
3 months has been 100% just ground beef and eggs every day.
So
cooked
is
in
that
lard.
like a permanent thing with the no cheese? Do you think?
Yeah. I've never in my life been able to sit down and still have a flat stomach until now. And
Oh, wow.
it's loving that way too much. I wasn't addicted to the cheese anyway. I just loved the taste, but it's gone for good.
I don't know if I
Yeah.
can give up the cheese yet. What about you, Chad?
I want to say one thing real quick. Roger Thompson, my goal is to get down to 180 pounds. I started out over 400 pounds,
Where's
currently
that at?
233. Just up a couple minutes ago, 509.
Oh, I have a couple questions
Yeah.
queued up, so I'm trying not to
Okay,
scroll.
I'm just going to say to him, because I saw it there before anything, congrats, dude. Look up Intentional Carnivore on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think, because what was he? He lost
He's
265,
like
right?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
He lost 265, so he's pretty close. So I would say
Yeah.
look up Intentional Carnivore. And then it's
Okay.
Carnivore Kip and Cast Iron Barbecue, I think, is his buddy. And
Yep.
they're all kind of friends with everybody that we kind of know in a loop.
Yep.
He's in the process of doing what you are going through. It's just fun to bounce things off other people that you have like things with, where you've come from, where you've gone. And Intentional is a great dude. So
Mhm.
I just thought I'd throw that out before it went by and skipped. So
Yeah, Intentional Carnivore, his name's Sean. But
Yeah.
yeah, definitely check out his channel.
I just had to say that because it was there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So
Yeah,
what
I
do
just didn't want to scroll because
No,
I
I
have
knew.
two
I know.
questions
That's why
here.
I'm kind of seeing it
Yeah.
go by. So I'm testing cheese again. It is for my
Okay.
gallbladder. My stomach has a little bit more of that bottom, and I know Dave the same thing. It kind of gets you right above that belt line. You know what I mean? That kind
Yeah.
of little thing where when you sit
The
down.
pouch, the pooch.
And I gained 4 pounds exactly. I'm like right now, like I'm always at 178. I've been stable at 178 for 2.5 years within like a pound or two of every day. It's insane. And right now I'm at 181 for the last week. I've only been testing A2 dairy, aged cheese, Parmesan, Gouda, and a couple other cheeses like that because of my no gallbladder and helping me to OMAD. Otherwise it's out, and I've got to decide if the balance is worth it for the downside of, being able to do OMAD with no issue. Otherwise, I eat chuck steak and ribeye, and that's pretty much it these days, with occasional flat meat because my boy has it around. And I do like short ribs when I can get them on sale. And water, salt, smoked salt, and I tend to do OMAD, and that's really about it. I'm pretty good. And because I cut out butter when I was testing the dairy and I'm not missing it, I think I just might. I have a jar of ghee I'll probably end up using up just, as I cook in it. But I think, in fact, I'm not missing it. And once I quit the dairy, will I miss the butter? You know what I mean? I don't know, because the cheese is kind of replacing it. But I think I even might be 100% lying soon, maybe. Nicole.
Oh, I'm mostly
There you
triple
go.
B and E. Sorry, there was noise in the background. I'm muted, but yeah, I'm mostly triple B and E. So I mostly eat like bacon cheeseburger patties, steak, Sometimes I'll throw on like a half an avocado and some berries. That's my minimal carbs. But I just started incorporating cashews a little bit. I'm like testing things to see how I interact. But yeah, so I kind of stick in the ketovore realm. Sometimes I'll stray a little closer to keto, but I'm mostly ketovore. And I rotate between 1 and 2 meals a day, mostly 2, but sometimes I'll be 1 if I'm not that hungry. Today I had like a pound of ground beef. That was the most beef I've ever had, and it was so good. All right, so we got a question from Sana. What's your future goals, carnivore for life ? Dave, what's your future goals?
I mean, I'd like to put on a little bit more muscle as well. Just like
Apparently, just add
like Deb was talking about.
electrolytes.
Yeah.
Well,
just-
no, I'm saying I added electrolytes because I'm working out insanely hard, though. This is the week I started working out like insanely hard. So, Dave, that's a challenge for you right here, right now. I started this week.
Ooh,
Let's both start, buddy.
smack
Okay.
down.
Okay.
Wait. What's the comp? What's the comp? What's the competition?
Just fun. Just fun.
Yeah. Just
fun.
Yeah. This might be one I struggle to stick to. But future goals, just doing what I'm doing. Like, I can't imagine not being carnivore now. Life's just so easy. I don't have to ever think about food. And it's such a freeing thing to not be bound to always thinking about, okay, so what am I going to have for that snack? What am I going to have for lunch? What am I going to have for the afternoon snack? You know? It's awesome. So yeah, I'm probably, it feels like I'm doing this forever. How about you, Chad?
I'd say 3.5 years. I'm already in my, I'm already there. I'm 100% there. My next thing is, like I said, I'm going to start working out with intention. I have a buddy, and I keep wanting to get him to go carnivore. And he said he'd go carnivore if I start working out with intention. So, and I already wanted to. I want to pack on more muscle. I don't ever want to get like Sean Baker big. I mean, it's just not me. I love riding bicycles. So I'm kind of more of a bicycle rider, and I just want to have a little bit better riding physique. And at 60, for the next, like, say 3 years, if I can get pretty ripped, I think it's going to be good for the community to say, hey, this, other people can look at it and go, okay, here's this dude. He started at 60. Because they might go, oh, well, he's been doing carnivore 3.5 years, 4 years, whatever. But if they can see me start from this point now that I'm recording myself, people are going to be able to see a change. So all I'm doing is like push-ups, jumping rope. We have an elliptical machine that's kicking my rear. I'm amazed at how hard it is. When I put it on the hard mode and really go, like, it's really hard. And then I'm going to do rucking, which is like hiking with a pack, like hiking with 50 pounds, and then a lot of burpees. And I'll probably get like some pull-up tools. So I don't want really weights. I'm just going to do kind of all natural movement things, jumping on the box. You know how like you see people jumping up in boxes and jumping off boxes. That's my idea of it, because it works for natural life. Like, I'm in the garden. I want to jump off a little wall in the garden. I want to pick up a heavy, that kind of thing.
I'm picturing you as a ninja right now. Actually, yeah, I'm like picturing you jumping like over walls and stuff with like the whole black outfit.
When I was in islands, I could climb coconut trees, like with the weird feet position thing you see people do, where they go like up the thing to get I used to be able to do that like really fast. I'd go up and get coconuts all the time.
Oh my god, this could be an awesome video game.
Wow.
So like for me, I think I'm good where I am. I'd still like to keep incorporating the carbs I'm incorporating. I don't think I would ever go complete lion or complete zero carb. I think the minimal carbs I'm doing works for me right now. But I would like to drop the last of this weight, and I might have to do the whole no cheese thing, and that's really bumming me out. But I might, come September, I might make that a goal for the month of September to try the no cheese thing, to see if that kind of gets me over the hump to my goal. As far as fitness, I need to drop this weight first, and then I want to kind of lean out and tone up a little bit. I'll add more salt. Right, Chad? So, Susie, do we need to do anything special for the gut microbiome health like yogurt, kefir, etc., or will it just take care of itself? Yes. Do you guys have anything to add to that?
I'm just shaking my head with it.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
yes.
it's going to naturally. Dr. Chafee said that. So many other
Yeah.
doctors who are smarter than I have said that. It's just it's going to balance for what you need. It's your body. It's a human.
Dave, you have anything to add to that, or are you just good?
Yeah, nothing. I'm assuming it's all working on its own, and I'm putting it out of mind.
Yeah. He's just eating his gazillion eggs every day, and he's
Yeah.
good. Do either of you use vegan toiletries?
Be a good one.
Yeah.
I'll take this one first.
Go for it.
I'm really into shaving. Like I have a custom titanium razor and stuff.
Ooh.
I'm really into like double edge razors, like the kind that you load with a blade, and I use a brush and a bowl with different soaps. And it is carnivore for your body, but it's shaving carnivore, if that makes sense. It is so incredible. I've never had better shaves, no irritation, anything. It's the best shaves ever, and my skin on my face has never been better. So double edge shaving to me is amazing. And yes, some of them are kind of like based on that because they're coconut oils and stuff, but I also have a couple tallow soaps that do really well, and there's some really good tallow soaps. So in that sense, yes, I do have some, but they're also, it's not like I'm doing it because it's a vegan. I just happen to love the company that makes a couple of these soaps. One's called SV, and it's out of like Italy, I think, or something like that. And it's like an incredible soap. But otherwise, I don't care. As long as the product works.
What about you, Dave?
I don't. I just use whatever. But Chad talking about, shaving with a proper razor and stuff, it makes me really want to try that, because like
it's a game changer.
Disposable razors are a scam. It's like printer ink, the razor costs you like $10, and then all the replacement ones cost you like $1 million, and you got to mortgage your house.
The double edge razors I use, you can get a good base razor for like $30, but if you spend $60, you can get a really nice stainless.
Yeah.
Like the titanium one I have is like, I think $350, but it's going to last me for life and it'll never go bad. And it's something I handle every day. The blades I use in it, I have various blades, but I mostly use one, and 100 blades, I think, was like $12, and they last me for 4 shaves.
Damn.
So literally 400 shaves for $12. And again, if you just even bought like a $60 razor that's perfectly fine, it might not have, and they're all different feels. It's like anything you get into. It's amazing how many different, like what they call gaps, like, and the angles and the things and how they hold the blade. But the shaves are just incredible. Actually, I've had my wife using one now too that I got for her. She's even using my wife has a single, like a double edge razor for her legs and stuff now that she uses, because I got her into it from her disposable ones.
Yeah, so women's razors, speaking of mortgaging a house, like you want to talk about costs, like for whatever reason, like we have to pay an arm and a leg, and I don't know why I have to shave my legs. If men can have hairy ass legs, why do I have to shave my legs? I want to be beastly and not shave anything.
And don't.
I threaten my husband whenever he says I'm not going to shave my face. I'm like, I'm not going to shave my pits. We'll see who wins. Because I'm all for not shaving. But like, I definitely curious what razors your wife uses.
A lot of girls in Maui don't shave. I remember that.
Oh, I'm so
the hippie movement.
I'm so down with that, except for the pits. Like that just to me seems like smelly and gross. I'll be cutting the cheese for September too. Oh man, us Jersey girls will support one another. Hell yeah. I didn't know anyone else was cutting cheese. September. Who else is on board? September, no cheese month.
The whole cutting cheese thing, it's interesting too, because if it works for my gallbladder, I'll probably do it, but I don't want to eat cheese.
You don't? I want to eat cheese. How do you not want to eat cheese?
Because I feel better without it. I have less inflammation and I feel better, and everything works better, but it's kind of like half of me works better with it and the other half doesn't. Now, also though, with all this working out, I might balance out. You know what I mean? If I'm going to be this intense working out, I might be able to work through.
Well, Rick says shaving
I was
legs makes
shaving
no
with a towel.
sense. Thank you, Rick. It doesn't make sense. My legs are smooth like a baby's bottom right now, and I'm fine if they are not.
To the one, yeah. How is it's tallow soap? I don't use straight tallow. I use like tallow soap. So, you know, it's like if you looked up tallow shaving soap, you can try some, but you need a brush and everything to like mix it in a bowl, the old fashioned type.
I just have to do one thing.
Sasquatch on us.
Yes. Look at Dave's face. His eyebrows moved. Everyone, did you guys catch that?
Hang on. What was that? What was that? Oh my goodness.
Is that what Sasquatches make?
It's Chewy.
Oh, chewy. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Really, guys? Come on. Wait, who cut the cheese? Who cut the cheese? All right. Are you talking about single blade safety razor?
Double-edged razors. So it's not a single, but you can get some are single-edged, what they call artist club blades. But this is like the ones from basically like 1930s. Those kind of razor-looking things where you load the thin little blade and it's on both sides. And there's a whole world out there of it. You know, it's like anything again you get into. But it is, like I said, it's like carnivore for your face.
Well, Kim, what's up, Kim? I think she's down to cut cheese out too. So we got a couple people down for this.
Oh, Kimberly's in here?
Yeah,
Kimberly
she just got here.
Hey, I sent you a link to try to go on. It was so funny. I told Nicole this earlier. I had a comment like, "Oh, I wish somebody knew about Candida." And I was like, I remember you talking about it the other day on one of those things. And I'm like, I've got somebody, and I typed it in, but I think somebody's searching. So I sent you that link and a thing.
Yeah. We're trying to get a three-way with Chad, myself, and Kim, and invite guests. We might have for the first one, Chuck from Breaking Thin. But yeah, that's going to be, we're going to get that going, have kind of like a little rotating panel every other week. So hopefully Kim's in on that. Nurse Kim.
Yeah, it's the same kind.
Right. Oops.
Charger.
So I don't see
Gillette safety razor.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of razor talk. There's a lot of interest in this razor. They're like, screw the food.
Once you do it, it's like, yeah, they could be a safety. We always call them a double edge kind of though, like because there's other safety razors that are single sided. So some people, a single edge, kind of technicalities, I guess.
Well, I don't see any other questions. I know Dave probably has to hop off soon because it is a work day. He's just starting out his day, so he has to go to work. So I don't. Yeah. Oh, we have some DPRK talk. Sorry, that just caught my eye. Okay. Wow. But yeah, I don't see any other questions in there. So I will say, do either of you have any parting words other than thank you that you want to impart on us before we say good night or good morning in Dave's case?
From me, I'd just like to say, guys, thanks for joining us. It's always a pleasure. It's one of the great things about Carnivore for me is the community, and it's great to be able to interact with people like Nicole and Chad, who I would call my friends now, and it's great. 14 months ago, I never thought that I'd be able to press a button and have all these people suddenly jump into a live stream and start chatting with me. So that's great. Thank you all, and we'll see you soon. Chad.
Yeah, same thing. Just thanks everybody for showing up. And I mean, just exactly what he said, just carrying around. Also, to all the people watching, you got a community to lean on. If you're ever having problems or questions, all of our channels are there, and there's ways to get a hold of us, even if it's the comments, and we can somehow touch base if something's up. Lean on the community. It's a big community, and it's a great community.
Yes, and we definitely appreciate you all. I know I've been enjoying getting to know everyone, talking to people from all over the world, all over the country, and all of our chatters. But yeah, thank you all for hanging with us. to start or end your day wherever you are in the world. We definitely appreciate you. Yeah, we will definitely do this again. Let us know if you want us to do this again and what do you want us to talk about, and we'll totally get that on. If any of you in the chat want to hop on with us, I am more than happy to get you on midstream if you guys want to hop on. Definitely open to that. So just let us know. But that's all we have. Dave has to head over to work. So thank you all, and enjoy your day or evening. See you later, guys.
Hoo-hee-ho. Hoo-hee-ho.
Cheers.